So today I have one of my friend who has come live with me, and I got to know Vanita. So Vanita is the guest for today. I got to know about Vanita in one of the mastermind sessions. So she is a successful women entrepreneur. She's a certified Reiki master. And Vanita, thank you so much for taking out time out of your busy schedule and giving time to me to talk to you on one of the very important, one of the very important topic that every woman should know. So that's, can I call it making peace with stress in your language?
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's a pleasure to be here on your show.
Yeah, thank you so much, Vanita. So, Vanita, before we go to our interview, I just wanted to know how you started off your entrepreneurial journey.
Okay, so I was actually a flight person with Emirates as a cabin manager. They say, I don't know what a different airline says, different things. And it was completely a perspective where you are in charge of the cabin. So obviously, split minute decisions, overcoming cultural differences. There are a lot of things which I actually learned with the job. Then when I got married, and when you have a fantastic marriage where you feel you don't want to leave your husband and go on flights for so long, and I don't know, it's a joint decision that we actually took, and we said, okay, fine, let me just quit. But that's the time, I think, like how people who learn swimming in India, it's like some uncle pushes you inside a pond and you just learn. So I think that's what happened to me. The day I resigned, my husband made me a partner in his company, which is a flooring company in Step Floors. And I had to just pick it up from there, from the normal office hours, which I was not used to, because with flying you have different timings, and here every day it is like 8:30 to 6 you have to be there, and this routine was not there in my system. So from there itself it is, and I think managing people came in quite naturally, and also sales and marketing. So I look after the sales and marketing side, so we had to split our responsibilities, and that's, I think, again, gift of gab seems to be good, so managed it from there.
Okay. So I think you were also you were nominated for the Women Innovators 2020 in UAE as well.
Yes, I was. That's again an experience which I didn't even think my way, because we have never worked towards awards, or we've never worked towards any of this all these years. And this year we did a goal setting, and we are a few women who actually come together, and we do a mastermind session every month, once a month. And they just said, why don't you just say awards? And I said, okay, it was just written in my book as well. And work towards it. Yes, Corona did give a little bit of a setback with all our goals. However, I think it's just universe. You ask for something, and universe actually guides you towards that path.
Okay, so you had actually written down in your book saying that you are working towards an award.
I know. Yes, I did. I did.
When you start visualizing, I think that's a proof that when you start visualizing, the universe will give it to you.
Sure. Absolutely. And I strongly believe in that.
Okay. So now you have told your story about how you, from a cabin crew to an entrepreneurial journey. So I personally feel, as a woman, right, when you actually get into such entrepreneurial journey, which is dominated by men, I personally feel
absolutely
a lot of hurdles. I mean, is it true?
Absolutely.
Do you agree with that?
If I say no, I would be lying. Agree with that? Yes. What happens is, I was thrown into construction fields, and here in the Middle East, it's quite dominated by male. And for me to go into sites, I would just drive around. I still remember I was pregnant with my son. Atlantis was just being built, and I would just drive around there to the site, and everyone, so many people, male, and usually when there is a it is quite a hurdle, and people always say, even successful people, when I was in the network once, they just said, oh, for y'all, what women, for us it is dal roti. A guy just made this remark, for me it is dal roti, but for you So I said, why? Maybe for me, what, a burrito or a pizza, but still it's food. So not that, it's just that women in business had to be taken seriously by us women ourselves, I feel, first. And believing in yourself. Okay, it's just that first thing which is a hurdle for every woman is not a man, it is woman, it is self. And I personally feel there was this very beautiful story that I had heard about father trying to teach a son, and the son says, I need to know what is value in life. And so the father says, okay, I'll teach you, but it takes a couple of Saturdays. You have to quit playing games with your friends, and you have to do what I have to do. Are you ready for this? And the son says, yeah, why not? Let me do it. So the father gives him a stone in his hand, and he says, take the stone, go and stand in the marketplace, where all this garbage is all dumped, and people just walk through in the fruit market, and just stand there. Don't speak to anybody. If they come to you and ask something, the only thing you have to say is this. Okay. So he goes, okay, what is there? I'll just say. So he just waits, and he goes Saturday all dressed up, and mother's more worried, oh, what will he eat? And father's like, relax, let him just learn. So he runs there, and he stands there, and people walk. Not many people even notice. And the few people who come and ask, okay, what is there? They see the stone in his hand, you want to sell it? How much is it? And all he does is this, that's it, alas. And he comes back. So the evening he comes running and says, okay, what happened? What happened? So he's like, Dad, guess what? Not many people came to me, but whoever came to me, they actually saw this. And when I said this, and they said, oh, you're selling this. Is it 2 rupees? You want 2 rupees for it? But I didn't say anything, and I came running to you. He says, okay, that's brilliant. And the next Saturday comes, so what is life? He says, wait, you just have to learn it. And then next happens, and he goes, next Saturday, all ready. Today where? Today where? And he says, okay, today what you do, I want you to just go to the jeweler. Okay? Just stand there. When the shop opens, go in. Don't speak anything. Just show this to him. And then come back. So he runs. And goes to the jeweler and walks in. Everyone asking, what is this? He's not speaking. He's just showing the stone. Then they're like taking him. And then they go into this, the owner. The owner's like all putting a nice clean cloth and putting the stone there, and says, wow, you know what? This is very, very valuable. And I can actually give you 200,000 for it. And he goes, wow. But he doesn't say anything because he can only do this. And when he said 2, he thought it was 200,000. Then the son comes back running and very excited. And so, Dad, what is the value? What is the value? He says, wait, one more Saturday to go. So the following Saturday, the son's all excited. Today where do I go? He says, okay, you see the museum? Go and stand there. The owner will come in at around 9:30. Just stand there, see what happens. So he just stands there. And the guard is asking, what is it? He's just standing there. And the museum owner comes in. What are you standing here? He sees the stone. Come with me. So he takes him to her room, all secured area. He brings all the guards, make them stand. And who's there with you? Why are you standing with this? Do you want to sell? Should I evaluate this? Son just goes, you think this is 2 million? Are you crazy? This stone is priceless. This was one of the rarest of the stone, and the boy is like quite surprised, couldn't contain his happiness, and he just comes back running. And he comes running home and says, Dad, guess what? This stone is absolutely priceless. He says, absolutely. It was worthless when you were standing in the market. It became a possession when you went to the jeweler. It became priceless when you went to the museum. At the end of the day, you need to decide what you want to be and the values within you. So the obsession, the suppression, everything happens everywhere. I grew up with a brother and a sister who were elder to me. They bullied me as soon as I was born, but that love kept me going. So I think that's what it is. So when you close your eyes and you just think, in my childhood memories, I can only imagine all the love that they showered for me not the bully. So we as women have to be a little bit more stronger because we are very emotional. We give in to the emotional side of us a little bit and take things too personally. And I think that'll be a little bit of a learning for us.
I think,
Does it make sense?
yeah, I think it's within ourselves. So whatever hurdles are there,
Yes,
maybe it's there. So it was always there. I think we are just taking it too personally, and not letting
absolutely.
our strengths to come out, and just know giving up on our emotions.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Just stay focused and just do what you have to do.
Yeah.
And these things happen. As long as you don't address it, it is fine. It'll fade away.
Thanks for the beautiful story, Vanita. It was wonderful.
Pleasure, pleasure.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. Okay, so now, Vanita, I know you as a successful entrepreneur, but how did this spiritual journey of yours started? You are a certified Reiki master as well. So where did it get started?
Yes, I am. Okay. So everybody goes through a share of stress. I am not this matured, or I would say advanced in my thought process. A couple of years ago, when I just started in, my daughter was pretty small, no sleep, sleepless nights, and busy work. I would hardly sleep. I would sleep for 2 hours maybe, and work and come back. And there's so much of time that you don't have for yourself, and everything took a toll. And this one fine day, I just had a breakdown. And I still remember I was driving and I just parked my car outside a park and I was just crying. And this good friend of mine, in fact, her and two of my friends who are already Reiki masters, and they were like pushing me, this is your journey. Don't do it for anyone, do it for yourself. Just do Reiki. And I think today, when I turn back, and I think that day was the day which actually edged. But yes, I'm a very hands-on mother, so my kids, no matter what, it's like, mother, you know how it is. They want the mother always. So they would not let go of me. I would never do. And for me, that they are my prized possession. So every given time, whenever I could, I would just spend time with them, and I would give my me time also to them. And I just didn't have any ambiguity in doing it. However, I realized if I don't address it at that point of time and take something to hold on to me. So I just needed to learn some way to handle the stressful life. And I think that was the day breakthrough. And it took me almost 2 years to become a Reiki master. And then I also became a Tamara practitioner. Then I did Kalakar therapy. I do chakra cleansing. All this is more than me. And I now started helping all the other women who are in stress and who just are trying to balance work, home, balance. And it's just that. And that's where my journey started.
Wait, I think your story resonates with most of the women. Maybe most of us wouldn't have
Absolutely.
tried. We are just in the world.
No, but I think, as I told you, the universe listens to you. And when I started this journey, now I ended up starting a thing called Home, which is HAUM, Home of Om, and have a Facebook page. I'm now with a mastermind everywhere we discuss. And I just want to take this to the next level where I can, in a many ways, resonate to other women who also are in my shoes, and to everybody who knows stress, and just to teach them a small few little tweaks in their life to just make peace with stress.
Okay, so in your language, making peace with stress. So,
Yes,
yeah, Vanita, now I think most of the women, especially women who are into married and having kids, they're juggling with multiple responsibilities. Most of them are career.
absolutely,
Knowingly
absolutely.
or unknowingly, we become a victim of stress. So we know
Yes.
that we are stressed out. I think somewhere we carry that badge with a pride, which is not supposed to be carried.
True.
So, any tips on how we can actually make peace with stress?
Okay, good that you asked me. I love this term victim that you used, but if you'll actually realize, a lot of us, I think it's in our genes, so I don't know how it is. Women tend to victimize ourselves. If anything happens, this shouldn't have happened to me. Why me? Why me? That's where the emotional side of us comes in. Because if you'll see, actually, in a self, from birth to death, It's a body and soul journey. So the body is here and the soul is here. They have to be unanimously going, right? But sometimes, because of all the materialistic world and the Maya and whatever it is for us, the bodily requirement, all our selfishness, greed, ego, all this takes over, and the soul gets a little bit left over behind. And that's when I feel it's absolutely important, and especially women, to be spiritually aligned. Whatever religion you are, follow it. Whatever religion you are, explain to your children that they have to have some path, because anywhere you go, this world is absolutely like a desert. It's like you don't have any GPS, and the only GPS you have is a spiritual journey. So all journey leads to good, peace, love. That's all it's going to, and it's going to teach you how to be happy. So I'll just tell you what happens. Again, a story. Pardon me for all the stories that I come up with. There is this guy. There's this guy who just, was so dejected in life. His business failed. His wife left him. Everything was in shambles, and he just didn't have any reason to live. And he didn't know how the kids will even resonate with him, because he lost everything, whatever money he owned. And his business, no matter what he did, was just not picking up. So he decided, sitting in a park, he says, okay, you know what? I think that's it. I need to give up on life. And at that particular time, a guy is sitting next to him says, everybody goes through this. I went through this. I didn't have anybody, but I want to be there for you. He says, wow, was I loud when I was talking? How did you hear? He says, listen, I'm sure you must have had business problem. What will solve you? All these issues for you. Okay, wait, let me do this. So the guy just takes a check, writes down, and he says 1 million, and signs and gives it and walks away. And he's looking at a $1 million check. And then he goes to the signature and it says Warren Buffett. He goes, wow, that man was Warren Buffett. I didn't even know him. And this man, if he can believe in me, why not myself? So he takes a check, doesn't cash it. He goes and puts it in his locker. And now he's the owner of $1 million. So the way he thinks is absolutely different. He starts seeing what was the problem, where's a loophole, how he can bring up. And within no time, in 1 year, he brings up his business to very next level. Now, what I'm just telling you is when he gives a check, the so-called Warren Buffett also says, after 1 year, I'll meet you straight, same place. Come and give me the check back. So now he didn't write a new check. He just took the old check because he says, this was just a backbone for me. And I want to thank Warren Buffett. No wonder he's such a successful man in this world. And he goes to the park and he's waiting, all dressed up, waiting. And there, Warren Buffett walks in. And as he's nearing him, 4 or 5 people come and block the way and say, sorry, you can't come. No, I just want to return his check. No, they say, no, you can't come next to him. So he's like quite shocked. He's like, what happened? He says, this is a madman who's been escaping from asylum. And he's been writing out checks to people as Warren Buffett. So I hope he's not cheated you or he's not given you anything. And he goes, it surely gave him a shock. He said, this whole year, I got out of all situation and became a millionaire with the hope that there is something behind me, but that was actually a dummy check. I didn't realize. So I always tell every woman is if you want to get over any stress in your life, this kind of a Warren Buffett, that invisible strength, that shoulder that you want to have is a spiritual journey. Do something that half an hour, either just listening to music for yourself or, just meditating, however it is. There are a lot of jargons which is there in the market, affirmations, gratitude. Take a guided step with somebody because you see, everyone needs a guide. So this will help you through to get over any situation. Then you can handle not one, but many businesses and your family, all with a smile.
I think we have to take up conscious time to ourselves to make sure that we return to the spiritual journey.
Yes, because that power boost, even your mobile needs a charging. What are we? We also human being needs charge. Because we eat, when we eat, we are preoccupied. Okay, did the child eat well? This is the, because that is us. We always can't think one. We have different compartments, and we are parallel thinkers. So it is might as well do it efficiently. If you are quite strong, the foundation is strong, then whatever we impart will also be strong.
Thanks, Manita. I think that was a wonderful thought, bringing the body and soul together. I think that's where most of us miss out. The body is somewhere,
Absolutely.
the mind and soul is somewhere else. So that's where the stress comes.
Yes. Absolutely. So that's the reason I formed in this channel as well, Stress Buster with Vanita, in association with Home, where we reinstate to people that life is beautiful. Because people need to understand that. We are alive today. I thank God. My children are taught, to thank every day. They wake up, and from the that day that they got the eyes that they could see, the food that they could eat, the mouth that works, the hands, the legs, the walking, everything we thank. Then we have immense, because every time it's very easy to say, oh God, business problem, this, that, money. But money is all materialistic. That is not what you're going to carry with you. The journey from birth to death is the goodness that you do, good karma. That is what the words coming out of your mouth, the actions that you do. Many times I faced bullies because I think they're just there. But when they do anything or when they say anything, I used to be like a 7-Up, shake it, oh, it just burst out. But now I'm like a bottle of water. People are there, that's fine. I don't react to it because I can control my reaction. I can't control others. So with that thought process, I think if everyone advances, I'm sure it is just women need each other. Start today. Be nice to every other woman that you meet. That's where it is.
Be a bottle of water, not a 7-Up.
Exactly.
I think that message kind of resonates with me as well, because as a working woman, sometimes we just lose our temper for every silly thing. Your child coming and asking you a simple thing, or your husband talking something. So I think that's I think that resonates with everyone.
Lose your temper is absolutely fine. Don't lose yourself, because you are what you are. So just be strong. Yes, that's fine. Sometimes you just want to, get it out of your system. Do it if that makes you feel better, but just don't live that. That's moment, like a cloud, move it away and go on as who you are. You cover yourself to be a good human being.
So Vanita, during our conversation, you spoke a lot about Reiki, that you're a Tavara practitioner, chakra cleansing. So I'm sure most of us would have heard this word, but not many of us know what actually it is. So is it possible to explain in the layman words what are? I don't know.
Okay. I don't know. If you have ever experienced, I have actually gone to the village with my grandmother and everywhere. I don't know if you'll see our older, when we were young, and these people, when they come and bless you, they don't just bless you. They take your hand and they cover you completely. They're like, like that. Even if they say nazar, everything, they'll go, let it all go, and they'll tap it on the, earth. I think it is just that energy. As we said when we just started off the interview, remember I told you about the awards and the universe listening. There's always a belief that there is good energy everywhere. And energy is not controlled by any religion, caste, color, creed, nothing. It's energy, it's just universal energy. So all these practices basically work on the universal energy, and you are trained to harness that energy and use it for curing physical, mental health and well-being of yourself and others. And there is also a belief, many people ask me, oh yeah, you do Reiki and then that sickness comes to you, right? So I just want to clarify that it's basically Reiki energy and everything is all giving. The energy passes through us to the other person. It is not vice versa. It's not going to take it from you to me. So when the flow is like this, why the river water is always good? is because it's flowing. It's flowing towards the sea. So if it is contaminated, it's not coming back. It's still flowing towards the sea. So the flowing water, running water is always pure. So when the energy is running through you, you're always pure. So basically it is, I think, the more I heal others, the more better I become. The more healed I am. I'm able to harness my emotions much better the more healing I do. Does this make sense?
Yes, it's
So
energy all over. If I understand it right, energy is all over. It's reiki or whatever it is. It's the way you practice to harness that energy and channelize that energy to heal.
Absolutely. Yeah. So reiki is again this prathamara is more of aura cleansing.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I could actually, after I became a practitioner, and since I practice whatever I learn, I practice as well. And it's so beautiful. And you just walk into a room and you just see yes, 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 no, no. You just look at people and they might say with words whatever they are, but their aura doesn't match to the words or the personality that they carry. So then you start, then thinking, am I valuable here? Do I stay here with this group? Then you start thinking about all those things. It works that way, actually.
So, Vanita, this reminds me of one of the stories. Actually, when I was working, so one of my friend has a mouth ulcer. She had a session to take up and she was not able to talk. She had a mouth ulcer. And all of a sudden, one of my colleague comes in. She was a Reiki. She had learned Reiki. So she said, don't worry. You will be okay in another 5 minutes or 10 minutes, whatsoever. So she did something and she was all fine. She's like, she came to me and you know what? It's since she learned Reiki and she did this to me. And within 5-10 minutes, I was feeling better. I was able to go and take a session. So after that, she came and told me. So we didn't know anything about Reiki at that point of time. So she was just. So she has passed. Maybe she would have passed. And this is just a layman conversation. Okay, you might feel like laughing at it. She just told
no. Please, I'm a.
So she just told me, see, Reiki is. She said it's Reiki. She's passing on some positive energy to me. In the same way, can't she pass the negative energy also to me? So I don't know. What's your say on that?
Okay. So today we have a different school of thoughts where we say there is no God. Each and every concept that we want to believe, we say yes and no. And there's enough proof to go with. Like, I always say even in internet, you learn or you read what you want to read. Okay? So energy, when it flows, it is positive energy. And there is nothing negative about an energy. And if you believe it's not, it doesn't come. All these negative feelings and everything is body, right? As I told you. Soul doesn't have any of this feeling. And when someone is doing energy healing, they resonate with the soul part of themselves and they have a connect with the soul of the other person. It's got nothing to do with the body. So what happens is the energy is given to you via soul. Soul doesn't carry negative.
It's always positive.
It's always positive.
Positive that flows.
And absolutely. So, but it needs charging. It might just be, it can never go in minus. So like I explain to my kids as well, like how gaming, you have life. So the red and the green. So the more green is there, you have more power. So that's all happens. There is no, red doesn't interfere with this energy healing. It doesn't come in. So no way. And I want to just, make you, assure you that energy is all positive and there is nobody can resonate. Like my thought process, I cannot give it to you. Okay, I can't do it. But what I can do is I can enhance your thought process to be a bit more positive. Your thing, a goodness, an energy, a boost, a positivity. That's all people can. Yes, but if you hang around with negative people, that might influence you more, not with anything of energy.
Okay. Great, Vanita. I think that was one question that was eating my head. Like I wanted to ask Vanita next time whenever I meet her.
Good you asked me.
Good. I think that clears all the doubts. So it's all
Absolutely.
about when it's a soul to soul connection. It's all about positive energy.
Positivity. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Vanita, I think 30 minutes, 45 minutes, what we spoke, our whole conversation was full of stories and messages. But still,
Yes.
as we now, I think we have spoken for around 45 minutes, as I said. Any message
Yes.
before we end this conversation?
Message for everybody is I'm not in a beauty pageant question session or anything, but from a normal human being who has learned life in my own way. And my only thing is your journey is from birth to death. What good you say, what actions you do, is all matters in who you are. So just be a good human being, be supportive, and be focused. And I would always say it is always the right choice that you actually, anytime you have to make choices. And yes, with my channel as well, I'm going to be boosting a lot of stories and imparting a lot of knowledge, whatever I have, because a lot of people did do Reiki with me, but how many of them are actually practicing? We know a lot of good things, but how many of us are actually going out ahead and doing it? It makes a lot of difference. So when you decide to have a child, it is a decision. When you decide to have a partner, it is a decision. When you decide to take a job, it is a decision. When you decide to go on an entrepreneurial journey, where all benefits is for you, all problems are also for you. So you end up taking a lot on your plate without even knowing that you're taking. Because one last session, very quickly, I just want you to just close your eyes, Supriya, and just follow my instructions. Um, I think you know about this. I think we did it once in our session. As and when I say breathe in, you breathe in. When I say breathe out, you breathe out. Okay?
Yeah.
So breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. Okay, stop. You can breathe out before you get choked up. How was it? Is it okay to just keep breathing in?
Not possible.
It isn't. Not possible. Try it. If anyone who just feels that, okay, no problem, I can do this, just keep breathing in. You cannot. You have to breathe out. That is what life is all about. Every day you get stressed. You from waking up, 5 minutes later you get stressed. The child crying, you get stressed. Husband's not happy with the food, you get stressed. As a woman, you have enough stress starting from home. You haven't even reached the office yet. Okay, you've not even started. So everything, we just take it with a smile, but we need to learn to let out. So have your me time and give 30 minutes for a start for yourself, doing absolutely what you would please. Okay? And that's just the beginning. Have a beautiful journey. Life is beautiful.
Thank you so much, Vanita. I think this conversation was kind of has given me a boost to start a new week. I'm sure whoever is listening, so they will start giving at least 30 minutes for themselves to
Yes.
make peace with stress, to how to juggle with
Yes.
multiple responsibilities. Because as a woman, it's inevitable. We will have to take it up.
Absolutely.
Correct.
Stress is there. You just need to know how to address it and keep it aside. You be you.
Be you and move on. Yeah. So thank you so much, Vanita, for all the wonderful
Pleasure.
stories, for all the tips,
Pleasure.
for all the messages that you have given us. So looking forward for more such conversations with you.
Absolutely. Pleasure, Supriya. Thank you so much.
And all the
Thank you for
best
this
to your
opportunity.
and all the best to your
Yeah.
entrepreneurial journey, your channel,
Thank you.
and also the
Thank you.
mission that you have taken up, home of home, to empower women
Yes.
spiritually. All the best to all your ventures.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vanita. Bye. Happy weekend.
Pleasure. Bye. Thank you. Same to you. Thank you. Bye. Bye, Supriya.
Bye.